Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this morning's call with National Business Builders. This is Talking Business with NBB, and this morning I'm having a special guest on out of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm just going to wait for him to come on, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and tag him and let him know that he could be sharing his information with his timeline, his friends, and everything. So as you do me a favor, as you jump on. Drop your city and state. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Like it and share it. And I'm going to definitely make sure that I mention you in the comments as you jump on. So, like I said, my name is Eric McKinley. I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And I'm excited to be here this morning. I'm going to go ahead and do a watch party, and then I'm going to tag him in it as well. So, what are y'all doing today, man, on this Financial Freedom Friday? I know I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be able to interview Black business owners every Friday. If you guys don't know, every Friday I am interviewing. I'm interviewing Black business owners, and I want to hear your story. So I got my guest on, Mr. Israel. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Mr. Eric McKinley? How's it going?
Man, I'm better than amazing. I'm excited that you decided to actually give me an opportunity to interview you. I already tagged you. So if you want to go ahead and take some time and tag your guests, your followers, I'll give you the opportunity to do that. Okay.
Okay, right on.
So is it cold where you at right now?
Man, it's cold this morning. I think it's going to be around in this high 60s today.
Okay.
But it's cold this morning. I'm outside in my car because I got an appointment around 8 o'clock at BMW. I got to take my BMW in for the checkup. So.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking some time. I know it's a time change, a time difference. You're in
No
the Central
problem.
Time Zone.
Yes.
And it's a lot of times, business owners don't have a lot of time to sit down and tell people what they do. So, for those of you who are out there, I got Mr. and I want to pronounce your name correctly. It's Iary.
It's Iary. That's right.
Iary, okay.
Yeah.
Iary Israel.
That's right.
Israel. Is it Israel or Israel?
Israel.
Israel. Okay, yes, sir. And he is the owner of Word of Mouth Entertainment LLC. So briefly, if you don't mind, tell me, what is it exactly that you do? Where you from? Tell the people about yourself.
Oh, well, I was born and raised in Chicago, and I moved to St. Louis area because I had got a basketball scholarship. I played high school basketball. I got a basketball scholarship to Southern Illinois University, which is near St. Louis, and that was back in the early 80s. So moved in this area. Basically, after school, I got into the law enforcement field and spent about 29 years in law enforcement before I retired.
Wow.
Just 3 years ago. And as I was moonlighting and I was doing a lot of things on the side while I was a police officer. So, I was working swing shifts. So I needed other things to do. So one of my first ventures, I was travel agent, man. I was a real estate owner. I was doing all kind of things. Then I fell off into the social arena and started getting into the entertainment world when I started taking in dance classes at a dance called Stepping in Chicago. So when I started doing that, I needed to, they say that whatever becomes your passion should become your business. So basically it became my passion, and then I just worked it into a business, and I just basically, rolled over into an entertainment business where we could do all the entertainment and under one umbrella. So basically, I stepped out and grew the stepping arena under the umbrella, and basically became a major mega event in the stepping world. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell with me.
So you say law enforcement. You don't even have now. Just so you know, don't take this the wrong way. I was in the military for 22 years.
Yes.
And as well as I do, if after doing something for so long, you take on a posture.
Yeah.
You take on a posture.
Yeah.
But you don't even have the posture, of that I guess the stereotypical what law enforcement would be, if that makes sense or not.
Oh, it makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense because I know what you mean. What I did was I didn't want the job to change me. I wanted to change the job. So I never let it change my personality or anything like that. And I was known, it's unfortunate, or it can be fortunate. It was fortunate for the people, but I was known as one of the most friendly. Back in school, I don't know if you're that old, but we used to have a program called Officer Friendly in school.
I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, sir.
So I was known as one of the most friendliest, personable officers in my department. So I got along with the people just fine.
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being friendly in your profession. I'm gonna tell you, especially in that profession, especially towards ethnic people background, as far as people having issues with law enforcement or not trusting law enforcement.
Right.
It's important because oftentimes, and we ain't here to talk about that, but we're just gonna get on this for a little bit. But oftentimes we kind of have a stigma of law enforcement. Everybody's not bad. Every law enforcement officer and agency is not bad. They just have some bad apples in it.
That's right. That is correct.
Just have some bad apples in it. So I'm all for the idea that you did not allow that to change you. Hopefully you impacted it.
That's
and
right.
Changed it.
I impacted it. That's what I did. A lot of those guys was, I was starting to rub off on them because I was letting them know that we got to understand that we work for the people. The people pay our salary through their taxes, and they're our boss and our owners, really, when it comes down to it. So you got to treat them with respect and responsibility and stuff. So that's the way I looked at the job.
Man, being from Chicago, man, that's some hard living. The inner city. Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up in the inner city. I grew up in the south side of the city. But I was one of those guys that, I knew I wanted to be something. I wanted to do something in my life to affect other people's lives. And basically, I just kind of stayed out of trouble and kind of just, went another direction. So that's where it led me. It led me down here. So
what position did you play in basketball? What position
I was number 3. I was a small forward and a combination of shooting guard and small forward.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay, yeah. From your picture, I kind of put together that you weren't a guy. I'm a short guy. I'm like I'm like 5'10". But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Back in the day, I used to put that thing in my hand and I played like a big man down low.
But back in our day, 6'2", 5'10" wasn't really that short. Back in our day, when Magic Johnson messed it all up when he came in at 6'9", point guard and stuff. So he messed all that up. So
I used to take that thing to the rack at 5'10", man. Back in the day,
man,
I used to,
in my era, I graduated in 1979, man. And so I played against people like Isaiah Thomas, Terry Cummings, Mark Aguirre, Glenn Doc Rivers, who's the coach of new coach of Philly. I played against all of those cats. Yeah, I played against all those cats. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. So I have a celebrity on the call this morning.
I wouldn't say all of that because they made it, and I faded.
But you know what? They made it in their area, and you made it in your area. So
that's right. That's right.
Let's talk about first of all, thanks to the young lady. I'm not going to say her name because she's really behind the scenes. But thanks to the young lady that connected us, because she knows my mission and my desire, and I've shared my focus with her. And my goal is to focus and feature Black business owners. Like I said, every Friday, that's what our company does. And I want to show other Black business owners how easy it is, to actually become a business owner. And if we stick with it, that we can be successful. The biggest thing that I've seen, in my ventures, because I've been a business owner for coming up on 5 years now. The biggest thing that I've seen in my ventures and endeavors is that most people quit before they even get a chance to get started.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they say that your first 3 to 5 years is going to be the lean years, and if you can make it past that hump, then you're on your way.
Well, you're right, and it starts here.
It's a mental thing. You're right.
What folks don't understand, what folks don't understand was they was quitting before they even started.
That's right. That's right. You got to have that go get 'em attitude, man, and nothing ain't nothing gonna stop your attitude. Because
Hey,
like you said, I went through a whole lot of hills and valleys, man. So but once you get over that hump and you pretty much got it and you get the ball rolling, then you're on your way.
so word of mouth entertainment, and I'm gonna do a little screen share because you shared some stuff with me, and I want to make sure I'm able to get this information out. Maybe I can get it out. Yep, keep on talking though, sir. So
Okay.
my question to you is, what are you doing as far as the community? Because I know there's a lot of oftentimes
Hmm.
we say that we're gonna be business owners.
Hmm.
We say that we're going to do certain things,
Right.
but we're not actually giving back or even putting anything out there in the community.
Well,
So
I'm glad you
yeah,
asked that question, man, because about 2 years ago, we actually went in a partnership with a nonprofit organization called Open Arm Foundation. And what Open Arm Foundation, and they're out of Chicago, but
okay,
they have a affiliate. We're their affiliate here in St. Louis, and then they have another affiliate in Indiana. And what they do is they give back to the community by giving it back to the kids. And what we do is we got a partnership with Walmart. And what Walmart do is they give us all of their returns. Anybody that doesn't like what the product they got, they give their returns back in to Walmart, and Walmart contract us and give them to us, and then we give them out to the people, give them out to the children. So
man,
that's
that's awesome.
yes, ain't that something? So
Yeah, no, no,
so
that is.
yeah, so basically that's what we did. We part because what we wanted to do, we wanted to give back to the community through word of mouth entertainment, but we didn't have the resources to do it that way. So I just partnered up with another group, and then they're our arm to as far as our community service.
So that's awesome. And if you guys are just jumping on, my name is Eric McKinley. I got Mr. Iary Israel on the call out of St. Louis, Missouri, by way of Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
He's the owner and founder of Word of Mouth Entertainment LLC. We're just talking about now his contribution to the community and how he's actually adding value to the community.
Hmm.
That's just an amazing feat because oftentimes what happens is, especially as business owners, we want to do it our way,
Yes.
and you know
Yes.
exactly how far that's gonna go,
That's right.
that
Sure do.
far.
Hmm.
But the fact that you were driven, the fact that you're driven to actually go ahead and complete the goal that you want to complete, and that is to give back to the community, I think that's
Right.
amazing.
Right.
Um, and now let's talk about this because I want to really get into this because
Okay.
I'm not from South Carolina, but I'm in South Carolina.
Right.
My wife and I are currently in South Carolina and Columbia. We're originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana,
Hmm.
and as anything else, you're always a foreigner in your own land. You
That's
know,
right. That's right.
um, the biggest thing that I get a lot of times, especially being here because we're settled here,
Hmm.
this is now our home,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
we have to understand the importance of being a part of this community.
Right.
But what I run into is a lot of individuals, like I said, they're not making time
Hmm.
to actually be productive business owners in the
Hmm.
community.
Hmm.
So this is gonna sting a couple of people, y'all. So
Hmm.
I say this all the time, but y'all gonna hear it again. Before you can have a community, you have to have some communion.
That's right. That's right.
We don't have, as a black community, there's no neighborhoods, there's no communities, there's no areas anymore, and we
Hmm.
have to start from scratch and start to build back.
Hmm.
Now, for those of you who are listening, who may be of non-color, i am I am pro-black because I am black. That doesn't make
Hmm.
me anti anything else.
That's
that
right.
makes me that makes me wanting to preserve and uphold my community.
Yes.
But I need the people in our community to understand that before we can actually claim a community, we have to start claiming what we have in place and start building on that. That's my beliefs. That's
Hmm.
my beliefs.
Yes.
Um, as business owners, we have to position ourselves to be able to give back, and that's what Mr. Israel is actually doing. So, from law enforcement, I'm sure you had a lot of connects.
Man, I have a lot of connections, man. So I do a lot of networking. I did a lot of networking, and then it's good because it's a lot of legal network. So I cut through all the red tape and stuff on a lot of things, and right now to this very day, even though I'm retired, all I have to do is just basically pop out a badge, and then I get that instant credibility. So you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
I got you.
so I cut through a lot of red tape, man, and just like my name, I changed my name. Used to be, my surname used to be Sanders. It used to be Iary Sanders
Yes, sir.
Jr. So when I became really, really deeply spiritual, that's when I changed it to Israel, because when I found out and did historical digging up things historically, and I found out that ancient Hebrew Israelites were black. And I wanted to give myself a holy last name, surname. So I cut through the red tape, and I just went in through the court system, let them know I was a police officer, and I went straight to the judge's chamber to have my name changed without going through all that other stuff. So you know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
I
well, you
use
know what? That's good. You you
yeah,
you were able to you were able to leverage what you had
that's right.
to get what you need to get done.
That's
There
right.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
And I do that in the business too, man. So in the business world, speaking of the business word of mouth entertainment, we have a event called Stepaganza, and what we did was we went to one of the city's convention centers, and that was another piece of leverage I used for them to even get inside the convention center, and for them to trust me with the hotels and the convention center. I use that as a leverage as well. And I can get off into how I leveraged everything. You want me to go off into how I leveraged everything?
Just let's go. This is your time, sir.
Okay, all right. So basically, what we want to do, we want to give back to the community. As you said, this all ties in. So what I did was, we have a major dance event called Stepping, and the name of it is Stepaganza. It happens every Memorial Day week. We take a whole week during Memorial Day, and we invite all the steppers from all over the country. And the the basically the draw is everybody gets in free if they check into the hotels. So when I first presented this to the hotels, they didn't, of course, it was something brand new for them too. They was like, wait a minute, now how are you you want to rent the whole hotel out, but what what does that means for us? So I told them that I used to charge $100 for the passes to get in everything at the event all weekend long, and I
Yeah,
asked them if they would give me a rebate for each room that I sell to cover the badges that I sell to the people. Then I could sell the event as two people per room get in free, if only if I can get the rebate back on the back end.
yeah.
And basically they was like, at first they was like, oh, we don't know if we willing to do that. But I said, just give it a try. If it doesn't happen in 1 year, then man, it exploded in that year. They was like, Mr. Israel, boy, everybody who's a conventioneer should be doing what you're doing, because it had exploded, man. Just offering the people free entry into the party just for staying in the hotel. So we won, the company won, the hotels won, and the convention center won. So it was a win-win-win for all three of us.
Now that's amazing because now if y'all listening to this, right, what he did was he leveraged this event.
Yes,
he
sir.
leveraged this event to get people to come to the event by offering them technically the event was paid for, the room was paid for at the same time, and
Right.
everybody got what they wanted. So that's how you use a system that that was intended to be to be used. Put it
Right.
like that. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But
Right.
a lot of people don't understand that.
They don't understand. They
We
wouldn't understand that, Eric. You understand it, but
we talk. Yeah, we talk. It's
but
wealth.
well, what it is basically, like you said, we all leverage each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did. We all leveraged each other, and we all came out on top on this whole ordeal. And they basically, I go in there now because I've been doing it for 10 years. We've been doing it for 10 years. Well, it's 11 years. It would have been 11. But every time I go in, now I'm able to uh, basically negotiate a lower price every time. So now my take gets bigger and bigger and bigger each year.
And if y'all are looking at it, I'm sharing the flyer right now.
Hmm.
I didn't do a lot of prep work. Y'all know I was an old IT guy, so I used to put this in a PowerPoint, but I, I got the picture up and I'm
Yeah.
sharing this flyer. and it's called Step Again. So now I just moved the picture up. You
Right.
saying every Memorial Day week.
Week.
You
Yes,
say
sir.
from May 20. This is from Tuesday, May 25th to Monday, May 31st of 2021.
Right.
So you telling me what I think I hear you saying is you telling me that I can bring my wife, who
Yes.
was on the call, she's listening, because we love to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Hey baby, I can bring my wife to this event,
Mm-hmm.
and basically I can actually get a room at that hotel.
Yes.
And it's not a pushover hotel. I think what was the Crown,
No,
right?
it's the Crown Plaza, and the
Okay.
second one is the Marriott, and they're not, no, they're not pushovers.
Okay, so I can get a room,
Mm-hmm.
and just by simply getting a room, I gain access to the event.
You gain access to you and your wife,
Me and
free,
my wife. Oh man,
free. Yeah,
look like we come to St. Louis in the springtime.
yeah.
That's what it sounds. I
So
don't
what we
step,
do,
but
and you know what, you don't really have to step, because we have other things going on. Like we have free skating on Tuesday. We have free bowling on Fridays. We got free concerts, comedy shows. We have all kind of stuff that comes with that badge, and you call it an all access badge, and all of that come with it. Even though, and then you have things around there that you can actually, people around there that's selling classes too around there. So we got classes. We got cookouts, man, where you come and sit down, let's listen at the music and all that. We got all kind of things going on.
that sounds like a plan. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to hear about that. Now I don't, like I said, I move a little bit, I dance a little bit,
Right, right.
I kind of play step a little bit, but I don't really step. But I love to learn.
I
I
think
love to
what
learn.
I think once you see the scenery, it's going to motivate you to want to learn how to step.
So what's the dress code? I
The
mean,
dress.
am I coming in like a suit with a long coat?
Oh,
You know
no,
what
no,
I'm saying?
no, 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 no. What it is as far as Step Again is concerned, it's really, really relaxed. All we have color codes. Like
Okay.
on since this Memorial Weekend on Friday, we do red, white, and blue, or a combination thereof. You can wear all red, all white, all blue, or a combination of the three on Friday. And then Thursday night we got a white party, so you wear all white. You don't have to be suited up. People come in, they come in anything, but as long as it's all white. And
Yes,
then
sir.
on Saturday night, the main night, it's anything goes, any color goes, and anything goes, man. You can wear jeans if you want to at my party. So it's basically, it's come as you are, because we relax the dress code just so everybody can have fun and relax.
Well, you know what? I'm definitely, I'm gonna talk to my wife. She said we're gonna be there. We got a lot of freedom. My wife and
Hmm.
I have a lot of freedom due to what we do in
Right.
business, and we believe in actually sharing information and actually enjoying our lives at a younger age.
Yeah.
We wanna talk about, and that's amazing. I love that because I know music, I
Hmm.
know song, and I know dance
Hmm.
is very it's the history of our culture,
Right.
and it definitely brings people together. Arts,
Right.
for
That's
people
right.
who don't understand that, the
That's right.
arts is our culture.
That's
And
right.
just so y'all already know it's coming. I give my son a shout out. 18 years young. He's
Hmm.
at the Cleveland Institute of Music,
Hmm.
performing arts. He is
Hmm.
a classical trombonist.
Whoa, yeah. And,
And
that's one of my
yeah,
passions is traditional jazz. That was one
yeah.
of my passions growing up.
So
Yeah.
he's out there doing his thing. We love the arts. We put some instruments in his hand. We put
Hmm.
some football and basketball in his hand. He
Hmm.
made the choice, and we support it. So I love arts. I love music. I love dance, and I
Hmm.
know it brings people together.
Hmm.
Um, let's talk about because I was told you had a saying about time, about your time.
Hmm.
What's that about?
I had a what now about my
You
time?
you have you have a saying about your time, about not giving your time away or something.
Oh, no, no. Oh, it's just that I value my time, man, and basically, I value my rest too, man. I
Yeah,
rest a lot, Eric. I rest a lot, and I know because sometimes you have to rest your body. You can't keep going like a motor, because if you keep running, eventually it's going to run out. So
Absolutely.
I give my body a break, just like I give it all my like people should give their machines a break. You should give your body a break. So my time is of essence, but basically, I will give my body some time off. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For anybody out there, because first of all, I don't have a lot of males. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of men on the call.
Okay.
Mostly have women on the call, and I've been doing my best to attract men
Mm-hmm.
to come on the call to share with other young men
Okay.
about the importance of ownership.
Right.
About the importance of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
We can be the best athlete.
Yes.
We can be the best performer.
Yes.
We can be the best at whatever we want to be. But at the end of the day, that's for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
when
right.
that goes away, what do we have? What have we built? See,
That's right.
the Bible talks about, a good man leaving an inheritance for his children's children.
That's right.
And
That's right.
the wealth of the wicked is going to be laid up for the righteous. Well, what's
Mm-hmm.
happening, y'all? We've been wicked.
Mm-hmm.
We've been
Mm-hmm.
wicked and not honoring the word and not taking care of our finances and not being obedient in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are wondering why, people of color are struggling financially. It ain't just people of color.
Right.
It ain't just people of color. We only make up
Right.
13% of this country.
Right.
So it's a lot more people that are struggling.
Right.
But why are people of color struggling financially?
Like you said, that's the one thing. Like you said, a lot of the other people, they understand that wealth building starts with passing the wealth down to your descendants, and you can be rich and wealthy is two different things. So
Talk about it.
a lot of us, we take our riches to the grave, and a lot of the other people, they just carry their wealth over to next generations. And this is what I learned, Eric, that even though that some people, they could pass their wealth in different kind of ways. Like I have stocks and bonds. I have insurances and all of that stuff that I could that my children. I got two children. And I lead up 50% of everything on my will. So uh, a lot of things when you building wealth, you got to diversify. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. If you got a business, you got to diversify in your stocks. And then they got this new thing, cryptocurrency. So I'm trying to get into that. I do have my precious metals. I got a bunch of that to the side too, because you got to be ready for everything that comes down the pike, especially in these days and these times, man. We don't know what's going to happen, man. I'm telling you. So
You're right. I mean, when you talk about diversification, and I'm not going to put you on the spot,
mm-hmm.
but I talk about wealth building. My
Yes.
wife and I, we're part of an organization. That's how we got started in business.
Right.
That taught us personal finances.
Right.
And most people in our community don't feel the need to understand it,
Mm-hmm.
or they're too embarrassed to talk about it,
Yeah.
or you're too busy hung up being on what mama said, what daddy said, grandma and grandpa, and none of them have prepared us for it now. They did what they knew.
I tell you the three, Eric. Let me tell you. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna let you keep going.
No, go
The
ahead.
three biggest things that we're scared to talk about. The three biggest things that we're scared to talk about, but we need to talk about more than anything else, is religion, politics, and money.
Ooh. So
And
why?
because those are the most important things that are gonna get you by in this world. But everybody like, I don't talk religion, I don't talk politics, I don't talk money. But them are things that we need to be talking about as a community. We need to be talking about, because those are the most important things that is going to build your nation and build your communities up.
What happened? What happened when you came through? You said you graduated in '79.
Mm-hmm.
You got a couple of years on me, obviously.
Yeah.
I was born in '72.
Okay.
So I just turned 48. Thank God I seen another day.
Yes, right.
Turned 48 in October.
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned about finances, not money.
Right.
What I learned about finances in the period of the last 5 years,
mm-hmm.
trumped everything that I was ever taught.
Right.
Because I lived paycheck to paycheck for about 27, 28 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unknowingly, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I was ignorant that I was even living check to check.
Right.
Now let's talk about now the finances. You know, a closed mouth don't get fed, and
That's right.
a closed pocket ain't gonna get laid with no money.
That's right.
But you know, it's a stigma that we say keep your finances, your love life, and your next move private.
Right.
And I said this before. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Unless they're gonna come and just take it from me, I'll tell somebody what I'm doing, because I want other people to be able to be able to be financially free and successful as well. My next move is 350 million Americans in this country. Somebody thinking the same thing that you're thinking.
That's
it depends on who acts first.
Who acts first? That's right.
And as far as your love life, if you ain't got a hold on that wasn't yours in the first place.
That's
so
right.
You can't worry about that. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
And a stigma that we have, that we've been taught certain things, and you know, bless our parents, bless our ancestors. However, they survived in a time that does not exist now.
That's right.
Now I read something on social media. I'm always looking to educate myself and to grow and to be able to be a positive influencer in the community. And I read something that said we have to stop teaching our kids or training our kids the way we grew up.
Right.
In a sense, I don't want anybody to get offended, but in a sense, because that we were raised or reared or taught in a time that don't even exist no more. So when you brought up some things about diversifying, and you brought up some things about the different wealth building tools that are out there, when you brought up the thing about not putting all your eggs in one basket, all those things were taught and said then, but it wasn't specifically broken down. It wasn't, you know, we have to change with the times. There's no more industrial things in this country.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
the
right.
factories are going away.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all technology.
In America, the factories are gone.
Yeah. Well, you know, some people say they're coming back, but you know,
man, we gave them over to China, and China ain't giving that stuff back, man.
Nah, well, you know, so there's some people say they're coming back, and you know, people are hanging on to what they think is their job. Right. There is no, your job is your gift, and your gift will make room for you at the top and bring you in front of many important people if you develop your gift. That's right. Your job is given to you, but we ain't developing it. That's right. You know, I wish I had known the things that I'm learning now years ago, but like my wife told me, you know, I wasn't ready for it. Right. I wasn't ready for it. I wouldn't have received it, and we definitely would have messed it up. Well, you know what? I wasn't ready for it either back in the day, but I guess it was my environment, because I hate to say it, but I work and I live in a 95% Caucasian community. And then by me working around those people, I was looking and checking. Like I said, sometimes you can learn from your experiences, but sometimes you can learn from other people's experiences if you just stand back and look. So I saw where they was invested in stocks and bonds. I never grew up, like you said, we never grew up learning about stocks and bonds and all that stuff. So I said, you know what? Number one key to anything when you got a job and you got money coming in is pay yourself first. So what I did was I basically put it in payroll deduction in my check, where I paid into the 401k plan. And I'm telling you, once I retired after almost 30 years, I'm telling you, you know how much that's probably sitting up in there. So basically, I didn't stop there. Remember, I told you I was in real estate, so I got a couple pieces of property. That's two things. Then after I retired, I never knew about precious metal. I never knew about stacking gold and silver. I'm talking about stacking it where it's the physical gold and silver. So I have that. Available to me. So basically, I got a business. I got that. I got real estate. It's just diversification, man. It's just because you never know. You never know what's going to happen in this world. Well, see, you know, Ecclesiastes says that we should invest in many ventures. That's right. 7 or even 8. That's right. See, most times when we talk about diversifying, we just say something like stocks, bonds, mutual funds. That's something that somebody told us. But you got to understand that the average millionaire wealth is built off of multiple streams of income. That's right. And the average millionaire has anywhere between 5 to 7 streams. Not puddles. That's right. But streams. That's right. And what's happening right now is there's a lot of business owners out there, or business owner wannabes. I'm not here to beat anybody down. It is like it is. We have a lot of business owner wannabes who don't want to take instruction.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to do any research, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to get coaches. We don't want to get mentors, and we don't want to do any type of personal or professional development.
Right.
So
That's right.
then we just went and bought a kit. We went and
Mm-hmm.
bought a box and say
Mm-hmm.
that we're a business owner. No,
Mm-hmm.
you just own another liability.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right. That's right.
so a lot. I appreciate what you shared just now, because a lot of people are not going to just hear it from us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to hear it from different personalities
Now,
and different. Yeah,
now,
you know
now
what I'm saying?
Eric, explain to the people, because this is one of the other things that I teach. Explain to the people the difference between assets and liabilities, because, like you said, most of our people, we invest in liabilities as opposed to assets.
Well, that's
Explain it.
that in the most simplest term.
Mm-hmm.
A liability is anything that money out of your pocket
That's right. That's
and
right.
does not replenish.
That's
It
right.
does not replenish.
That's
An
right.
asset is anything that's going to make you money.
That's right.
It's gonna multiply, exponentially multiply. So
That's right.
I talk to people about this. You know, my educators, my mentors. A house. I love
Mm-hmm.
y'all to death. I love
Mm-hmm.
y'all to life.
That's right.
A home, a
Mm-hmm.
house is not necessarily an
Daily
asset,
an
y'all.
asset. It's really not.
It's
You're
it's,
right.
it's a liability.
It's a liability.
Unless you position yourselves
Mm-hmm.
to make that home an asset.
That's right.
And now
That's
it comes back to what I preach and practice and tell people: you got to have a home-based business to turn that home into an
The
asset.
asset. That's right. That's right.
Unless you got rental property like you talked about,
That's right.
that passive income
Mm-hmm.
that now is bringing money in. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
You know, these cars that we're buying, these
Yeah.
cars that we buying, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's not an asset. It loses value about 5 to 10% as soon as you leave the lot.
Now let's stop there on cars.
Go ahead.
Because this is what I learned about cars, and I'm going to give you a little bit of my personal information. Cars, like you said, can turn into an asset, but you got to know when they turn into an asset, because they started gaining value at a certain point. So what I do, Eric, is I buy cars. I have exotic cars, but I buy my cars when they're going up in value again. You see,
I
I don't
got you.
buy them new. I don't buy them new. I let everybody else buy them new, and they suffer the depreciation. I buy them at the very bottom of the depreciation, and as they're starting to rise again. So when you buy Porsches and Bentleys and stuff like that, they're gaining in value instead of losing value. You see what I'm
That's what's
saying?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, I love, and I know it's getting close to the time. We're gonna get this thing together.
Okay.
But I love the fact that, because we started talking about assets and liabilities and purchases that we make,
Mm-hmm.
and how things lose and gain value.
Yes.
There's always a certain time, because there's going to be a
That's
certain
right.
demand.
That's right.
There's going to be a
That's
certain
right.
demand.
That's right.
We got to learn how to be producers and not just consumers.
That's right.
That's the other most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that you're purchasing. I'm sure that you're purchasing your asset, your toys, the
That's
things
right.
that you like to do with your assets. You let them
That's
buy
right.
it.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
the other thing, you know, and I didn't know this was gonna turn into this type of conversation. Y'all know nothing I do is scripted. If you just getting on here, man, I got Mr.
It's not scripted. You're right.
I got Mr. Iary Israel. Man, he's the owner of Word of Mouth Entertainment LLC. Man, I didn't know he was a former law enforcement officer for, you say, 29 years.
Yes.
Active business owner, active in the community. If y'all just joining us right now, we're just talking about real talk as far as the community, what we need to be doing, how we're going to build wealth in the community, and the differences and the basic terminologies and understandings, because a lot of us don't take the time, not make the time, but take the time to understand how we build in wealth. Somebody who's rich, like you said, that's just for a lifetime. They're taking it to the grave.
That's right. They're taking it to the grave.
But wealth is distributed.
That's right.
Throughout the generations.
That's
we
right.
should be tired of our children's children starting over.
That's right.
We should be tired.
One of the things that we can easily do right now as a people is to generate wealth for our generations through an insurance policy.
Just had that conversation. Talk about
an insurance policy, because that was another thing I found out on how other people generate wealth for their children is an insurance policy. Now, when I found that out, of course, I went to the whole life. because whole life and term life are two different things.
Yep.
So I went to a whole life policy, and I put aside a quarter of a meal for my children to share. And what happens in a policy, they're gonna take all your debts and they're gonna pay those out, and then they're gonna distribute the rest to your family, right?
Yeah.
So I make sure I'm gonna have hardly no debts. Once that day come. Right now, my debts it's not gonna equal what the policy is gonna pay out. In other words, you know
I
what I'm saying?
understand. Yeah, I
so
understand.
so you
You
take
right side up instead of upside down.
right side up, brother. So as the days progress, the policy is steady growing because my debts are steady getting smaller.
And that's another conversation for another time. But
Yeah.
you're right. I just had this conversation about policies and the fact that wealthy people understand whole versus term.
Right.
And it's an idea of becoming the bank is what people call it.
That's right.
Becoming the bank.
Becoming a bank.
You're becoming the banker itself.
Right.
And there's a lot of things that you can do with that, with your insurance policy, with your assets, with other cash flow that you actually accumulate. You can become the bank. Let's talk about something briefly, because this is really important to me.
Okay.
So I want to express this, and I want to see your views and your opinions on this. How do you feel about co-ops, cooperatives?
Explain. Okay.
Well, as far as so when we talk about a community,
okay,
when we talk about creating a community,
okay,
there are very few, far in between, Black convenience stores in neighborhoods.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
There's no few or far in between Black grocery stores. See, in order to, and what people don't understand, in order to build a community, in order to have a community, there's 5 things that are going to be needed.
Right.
Of course, one is going to be education, schools.
Right.
And then we're talking about medical facilities.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about housing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of the banks. Yeah, banks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we need to have our hands in those 5 things.
Right.
Which means if you look behind me, my background,
yes.
Black Wall Street. Okay. We have the ability to do that right now. And in order to do that,
right,
collectively, now going back to the previous conversation, what are we doing as business owners to add value to the community? Collectively, as business owners, we're going to have to start coming together.
That's right. That's what you mean
trusting
by
one
co-op.
another.
That's
yes,
right.
sir. Trusting one another. Because see, I can't right now. I can't buy $1 million building by myself.
That's right.
But 10 of us can take $100,000. Pool our money together.
That's right.
In the form of a S corp or an LLC.
That's right.
And then we can go to a bank or get business credit.
That's
and
right.
Now we can actually get a loan in that business name of $2 million plus the $1 million that we have. We now have $3 million to go ahead and start buying the block up.
That's right. That's right.
So how do you feel about us working together as business owners in the community?
I love it, man. Like I said, I'm of the spirit anyway. I'm deeply spiritual guy, and that's one of the things I understand, that we have to work together. It's not we should, it's not we might, but eventually we're gonna have to work together, man. So I'm all for it. I'm all for co-ops, man. Cooperative.
That's something that I'm really working with around this area. To get some business owners who are serious about even just listening to how we can start with small projects.
Yeah.
Small projects, because there's no reason why I'm driving up to my office, and we're in a nice neighborhood, but there's no reason why I'm driving up to my office and I'm hitting potholes.
Right. That's right.
We should be able to come together collectively and fix that.
That's right.
There's no reason why we don't have a community to sit down and educate people about what we're talking about right now.
That's right.
Our building only holds about 40 people. And now with the pandemic, we got to be careful with that. So now we're forced to go outside and get a larger area. So what I'm looking at, my wife and I, we've been talking about it, getting together with the business owners around here to see who's really serious about sharing the wealth and growing exponentially
the community
as a group. Yeah, as a community. Because that word community, man, I'm telling you, it kind of gets under my skin when people talk about it, but we don't own it.
That's right. If you look at it, we do not own our community. We're the only ones in America that doesn't own our community, because every store you go to has a foreign face that owns it. So
Yeah.
like you said, we really don't own our situation, and basically that's not a good thing.
What we own is debt, and we got to stop
Hmm.
that. So,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to a close, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen. If you guys have just got on, I got Mr. Iary Israel, from St. Louis, Missouri, by way of Chicago, Illinois. He's the owner of Word of Mouth Entertainment. I'm gonna drop some of his flyers on my timeline. I am looking forward to being there next year, this coming year, Memorial Day
Okay.
week, not weekend,
That's
week.
right.
And
We.
I'm gonna encourage some of the people in my circle
Okay.
to consider doing it as well. I'm excited about meeting you face to face, and I appreciate the time that you share with me. Before
Okay.
we go, I'd like you to give me some closing remarks, something that you would share with young entrepreneurs, anybody who is looking to add value to the community, or even just change their situation. What would you have to tell them?
Just look into different ways that they can basically invest their money in, and basically, like you said, just don't have one stream of income, but have streams of income, and just basically, man, just look forward to growing the community, growing your own. Look forward to growing your own.
Yeah, it starts at home, man. It starts
Hmm.
at home, and then it spreads, and from there we can strength is in numbers. We grow. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? We grow.
That's right.
So
That's right.
my wife just thanked you for sharing your
Oh,
time with this. You know,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
it's just an amazing opportunity to talk to educated, wealth of knowledge people who don't mind sharing information, and this is what we need to continue to do. So this is our platform. This is what we're doing, and I appreciate you once again for jumping on this call with me.
No problem,
I
Eric. And if anytime you need anything, man, and you need my assistance on anything, just let me know. And if anything is any kind of a seminar or anything that you guys might have out that way, man, just let me know. I like to travel as well. So,
definitely, I will do that. I'm gonna hold you to that now.
oh,
I'm
no
gonna talk
problem.
because we do some stuff on this,
Oh,
and,
okay, no problem.
but I'll probably see you in St. Louis before you come down this way. I promise you that.
Okay, man.
I got some things going on.
Okay, you take care of yourself.
Hey, you too, sir. You take care. And thank y'all for looking and watching this. Like I said, like it, share it, tag somebody who's a business owner, who wants to be a business owner, or somebody who just wants to improve their situation. Thank you again, Mr. Israel, for joining us this morning. This has been Talking Business with NBB, the Friday edition, the Financial Freedom Friday edition. My name is Eric McKinley, Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. You guys have a wonderful day, and I see y'all at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.
Peace.